Hi guys, it's Shaka Ashton.
And it is the Rodi Vashaleria Shami,
This is the Unsaid Echo where I just connect.
Today we've decided to talk about some of the things that men rarely know about the girls. Okay, they might know them, but they just don't pay attention to the details, I think. So what are some of the things someone needs to know or needs to give a little bit of attention to? Nenga they necessarily give a damn eye or damn ear.
Some men don't know that women really love,
But
they don't know that women do really fall in love. Some men don't know that. But they have a mentality that a woman
is a gold.
Yes.
We love money.
They have a mentality that women fall for looks. Yes. Balowooza abakazi bagenda gwa mukwano nga they have things they are planning or thinking of or to get anything in return olw'okuba nti ali naawe. Tebakkiriza nti a woman can really love you nga tafudde na ku ndabikayo, your financial status, your what. Actually nabeera nga even she has decided to ignore the red flags just because akwagala. Ate of which men, if get to know that, they use it as an advantage. Ne bakulinnyako just because ategedde into this girl, you know what. Ate mugenda ne mugwa mu bantu kale ogenda n'ogwa mu muwala n'akuyisa bubi biki naye nga tumanyi nti oba beyayitamu ebyo byamu
meetings, one bad person does not make the rest bad.
Abantu bakaringa bibayasi bya
previous relationships no, not everyone is like that, and I think there are some reasons as to why people treat you certain ways, but in actual sense, girls or ladies or women, they are naturally loyal.
Yes, naturally loyal to their loved ones.
If a girl decides to really love you, trust me, they are loyal to an extent. Atuka na, and most of them do cut off people because of you, but you don't count that.
And actually, don't expect a woman to treat you well when you're treating her bad.
Because we reciprocate.
Yes, omukazi will treat you in a good way as long as you're treating her in a good way. Get a point? Eh?
The way you treat her is the way
she's going to treat
they do reciprocate. You treat her good, she gives you that in return.
And actually, these people silently teach us how to gain bad morals. Reason being, whenever like I usually call nga njagala nnyo ebintu by'okwogera ku masimu with someone I'm dating.
The late night calls.
Yes. No, tukesanga like gwe kwenkikolako you're like I'm not interested. So when I'm trying to be calling you, mzee nenesooka nenkirowoozaako, should I really call this person, because I might receive that negativity ate eyinza okuputtinga down.
And they're like, what is the response? Will they be
for real? There's someone you can call on for nakikumalako,
and they're like, you regret as the reason as why you called.
Nakikumalako, and that person is talking like, man, the conversation is not right. Mama nomuntu gwosobola okwogera naye ku simu n'atakuwa nakyakuzzaako kwogera. Okitegeera?
Hey, hello, how are you? I'm okay.
What are you saying?
Oh my God. I was just checking up on you.
Do you know that statement means that you're like a person should call you just because they have a reason. At times we call people because we want to get some jazz with them, you know.
But then if you give me that
and at times you call when you like you need comforts from that person, or you've had a bad day at
and
work,
that's why you may be with someone now and something happens to them and you're like, why didn't you tell me? I tried telling you. Now you know you don't care.
Yes.
So how do you expect me to tell you every time I feel like I want to talk to you? Chichi, what is your problem? That bias.
There's even that coward question men always ask to women. if you've been dating with someone and you've already gone for intimacy, and that person is like, I love you, I love you, I love you, you're like, balina akabuuzo kaabwako mbu ki ekiraga, what shows a woman like going for intimacy with you aba aweddeyo. What do you expect from a lady other than that?
Keeping other factors constant, because there are some people that do it for money.
Exactly.
But then, if I'm not into that business thing, and I'm like, okay, this is the person, and we're intimate, we don't just go around sleeping with people we don't know. Ladies do take that time. Tutadeko kali keeping other factors constant, because there are people that do. But then if someone, there is that emotional connection, because ladies fall for someone they are emotionally attached to, and they go intimate with someone that they are attached to them emotionally, someone that gives them comfort. If it is real intimacy, if it is real intimacy, so that question is a bit weird, because these are the people that ask what shows nga tewali by then nakibalaga buba
yes,
nga talina kyalaga nti
ngaali awo. Actually n'ekirala, I know very well it's hard to find love because we meet different people. No sinkana, some disappoint, some ne bakulaga nti bo balinga abalina ekiddako naye nga ate in actual sense tebalina kiddako. You understand? Mubamu n'abakubeezaawo just because they enjoy your availability. Naye I know it's hard to find love, but we always fight hard to try, you know. Woba oli mugundi in a relationship kale nga you have that small interest in someone, you kale we know well of it, we know kale oyinza okuba nga you've got a partner gwe ng'omwagala naye nga okwagala waliwo asinga n'akola ki. And if you get to know that omuntu oyo si mubi waakwagala, and later on you can get some feelings for that person, yes, osobola, you can try, because relationships we try. Sisuubira nti
it is taking a risk.
Shalere, sisuubira nti bazadde baffe bonna bafumbo, the grown ups bonna bafumbo, they are with their loved ones. Those people tried. Those people sacrificed a lot in order to, you know,
be where they are.
Tosobola kuŋŋamba nti maama buli muntu gwe wasa right now ali married alina abaana biki, they have their true loves. Okitegeera si weekiri naye yes, people try n'ate abantu abamu bakikumalako.
But then even this question, but what do you want?
Kikyoyagala.
What do you want?
So weird.
It is weird, but it is big.
Kikyoyagala.
In most cases, those people term it as monetary thing. Nkuwa buli kimu kikyoyagala. Money is not everything. Okay, money is everything. Yeah, we do love money. But then you have to be sometimes
maybe someone asking such questions asobola okuba nga talowoozezza ye nga y'omuntu. Reason being omuntu ategeera, how dare you ask someone you love what do you want? Why don't you discover something n'ogamba munne, let me try this. Enaku zino apps zajja bw'oba tomanyi kyakola, yes, you can go and chat GP noga this and this. Those things do really work.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Yes, naye kati okwera otya ku makya, what do you really want?
What do you really want? First of all, a person that is asking this akubuuza what do you really want, talina kyakuwa, there are no conversations, nothing financial. Okitegeera? Because if you ask me that nga you're there for me financially, then maybe you can ask that question and I'm like that maybe the emotional part is missing. But there are no conversations. There is no anything like financial help. There is nothing like anything you're offering to me, and you're like, what do you really want? What do I really want? What are you bringing?
And actually there is even this tendency whereby someone goes out of blue, someone goes silence, you know. Mutu n'asirika. You've been talking, you know, kale mwogera, communication telling you y'amaanyi eri awo nti oba biki. Naye omuntu n'asirika out of blue After some time, you're like, hey man, let me call this person, and you call that person. Then kale obana abako ngali busy call you bichine waita wonge na that person doesn't call back, you know. Kati kuba actually bantu bangi osobola obba ng'oli olowooza ekintu ekiyitamu eka naye nga a lot of people are passing through the same thing. Okitegeera. Then after some time this person calls back, hey man wabaki, you just went silent, I don't know biki blah blah,
forgetting the fact that the person told you I'll call you back.
Out of blue omuntu oyo azze akuleetako omuliro man biki ne what you want.
You see, within a life can change within a blink of an eye, within few seconds. I might be obsessive to you, or I might love you now, but then within a couple of minutes, a few minutes, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. Newo kubanga waliwo 1 hour and you're like, what happened bichi nga what I felt before is no longer there. So if you've taken days without talking to me, and then all of a sudden you're like, what happened? You went silent, and in the actual sense, you're the one that told me I'll call you back. You said you're going to call me back. You've called after a week. Then you're saying I went silent.
And
what did you expect me
and
to
actually
do?
We are all sure of it that regrets come after. So if we know women are men, right?
Yes, and men are men.
Yes, and men are men. But there are some people we meet in life and whereby we find out they're not replaceable. Fine, you can get someone as okubanga inabi roles are playing and go bichi, you know. Nayenga, you will never find that person ayambala the same shoe as the previous person you've been with ngazi fitting exactly. Reason being, tell muntu gosola funa so replacing a muntu 100%. There are things that you're going to start noticing
that this one
slowly.
does,
yes.
You're not okay with them. Then you start like, oh, this one would have never done that.
You know, by the way, some people do things intentionally. Yenga alaba muli katono. Ositegeera. N'abaako byakola nga yakikoze amanyi kyakola. Nenga in actual sense, you're ignoring the small things. Naye ate abakazi, there are those people abagatta obuntu obwo obutono bw'otagezaako bw'obuusa amaaso.
I once told a friend of mine, and he was like, but what do you really people want? Maybe they had some issues with a girl, and he was like, but what? Namugamba, do you know that girls talk? They say each and everything they want, each and everything they love. But it's just that you people do not pay attention. You guys don't listen. And in actual sense, they don't.
N'ekirala. Nze nga bwe ngambe, let people stop ignoring those small signs. Ebyadala nga tuze in actual sense, nga tukozesa amagezi amazaale ffenna. Okitegeera? You cannot fail to recognize someone who loves you. The reason that's why people end up regretting, like, man, women are bad, what. You always fall for people who don't love you. Okitegeera?
You're in love with someone, but then the person you're in love with is not in love with you. That's where the suffering becomes.
Also, better in a relationship.
But then that is why these people start saying mbu ladies are bad people. I've told you from the first step, you've come to approach me and I'm like, you can't get what you want from me, you know? Or I cannot date you. And then you're like, no, bichi, I'll be there. You start bringing in. Mind you, these ladies won't, the 10K. They will get that 10K. Because but then omuntu atakwagala, fine. Some people beefula kye batali, but then in the long run you also get to notice that.
And actually, if I'm forgetting,
instead of terming each and everyone under the same circle, you very well know that each and everyone is different according to the people that you've dealt with. They're different in some kind of way.
And you people, you're forgetting that nowadays women are becoming something big. Abakazi bekolera akasente kaabwe, women hustle like men. Now, for example, they're in town, ebizimbe bazimbe ebipyawo, the side of Tseka. Women are there, bali kusitula misenyi. Basitula babloka, do what? Naye gaye omuntu agenda okusanga olwokuba nti gwe wakiteeka in your routine n'ogamba nti after 2 weeks I'll be changing my hairstyle. N'omusanga oli n'aveli ng'akusimikirako ebinyi. Wabula ani akusaamu ssente, can't I put it to myself, manyi?
that thing, I don't know why that thing annoys me a lot. I've hustled tooth and nail. Nsonze sente zange oba 10k oba 20k, any amount of money zensobodde osonda. Ningamba, okay, this is what I want. Maybe I want some sneaker, or I want to change my hairstyle, or I want a new phone. Fortunately, sente ziwe I've gone, I've gotten myself the sneaker I wanted, I've gotten myself the phone I wanted, and then someone comes, hey, wafunyeyo omugagga ki yakugulidde essimu?
Abantu
Tukola
tebakimanyi.
mayinja.
Omuntu agenda okukola ekintu by the way nga tebalowooza nti balowooza oba wakirowoozezaako
Simply because someone nze
namubuuza woba
wakirowoozezaako
yesterday ekiro okikola
anti this person yaŋŋamba waguze essimu empya, even when this phone of mine got stolen, then I bought a new phone, and this one was like, oba wakudde mugagga ki ne bakubba essimu n'ogizza. Bannaye tukola ate tetukola mayinja.
abakazi balina sente
namubuuza, how many girls have you bought phones for in the past 2 years? Namuwa n'obudde bungi. How many girls have you bought phones for the past 2 years? Or how many girls have you given money to go and play it here? Ngamba, you keep on saying bwafunyeyo omugagga. Do you do what you're saying that they are doing for others? We work.
I never think that a woman is stupid, by the way. Never think that a woman is stupid. Abakazi bagezi. Kuba abantu abamu, if you're loyal to that person, omuntu nga kuyina embeera gya kuyisaamu etali nnungi, alowooza obulamu obukomaawo. Okitegeera mubamu n'abantu abamu neyewanira mu kyakola n'agamba nze kino kiri, you understand?
And by the guys have that tendency of bragging, and they're like, naye
temukimanyi nti in mind we have a saying nti go back
until you can't.
Yes, you go back until when you can't.
Then
go
out
back.
of nowhere on a good Wednesday, that cock thingy naye nfaaki. Once that thing kicks in.
Once that yenfaaki clocks in omanya. By the way, n'ekirala kikino nadde nkirabidde.
My friend.
I'm forgetting, my
Please, you need to remember.
I'm forgetting.
Kasitaka naye nfaaki.
That polite breakup. Ng'oli mukakamu.
Omanyi because oba omaze okita.
Omanyi okukyawa okuno okw'okweleega tekunyuma.
You're just like,
Omanyi omuze okukubira n'obeera ng'oli fine na wangi ndi fine bikyoli otya n'akubuuzaako. Nojjanga omwesinisizaako amanyi n'agamba kiki oyagala ng'oli man. By the way, that's the best breakup. Because
when that breakup thingy batero onogenda n'omugamba naye
omuntu aba avuve mu bbanga n'akola kintu ge and stop over promising.
No, like seriously.
Go baluka.
No, all about that thing. By then the fake promises zinyiza because I know. If I promise something, nga tewali akintu ne tewali akinsabye, I find all possible means to fulfill what I promised. But then out of nowhere, you come and you're like, okay, for your birthday, I'm going to do this and this and this. The day reaches, and you're still on your word. And then out of nowhere, no, see, I didn't ask you for anything. Newewa importance, newetekao, but then you fail to fulfill. Why are you promising what you can't fulfill?
By the way, Shalera, jemai musana tali kisinga lumanga okukyawanga tomanyi nsonga n'ekukyayisiza. Because
once I let you go, I'll never let you.
Musana tali kintu kisinga lumanga. Nga kukyawa nengo dawe otonga nakola ki.
And they even ask nagamba naye ali cool taninako buzibu kwogera bulungi.
Exactly.
But what happened? Because nagata munga me and you can't be in the same sentence.
What it is.
Like for real. Because tosobola gamba muntu, you're overly making fake promises, then you expect me to let it go. No, I can't.
The Baganda say wenyigiriza ennyindo ogizaaza omusaayi.
And then what do you want? What do you want?
And this implies that the more and more you pressurize that woman silence silently
over loudly, in any kind
oba
of way.
intentionally oba accidentally oba what she knows.
She knows just because there is that feeling.
Me coming to you because I don't know, like me coming to you because you don't give me your money doesn't mean that I cannot get someone who gives me the money. Me staying to you, that doesn't mean that I'm
loyal
stupid.
to you without giving me anything.
We actually know how to cheat. We actually know how to deal with faking things, you know. But if you try to be loyal to a person and that person takes it over
for granted,
yes, good advantage, nasalawo yakola ebyo byayagala, and actually you can even realize the person who's cheating. And then
this is the same person. You're not cheating, but they're doing it. But so anytime you're out, maybe with your friends or something, and they're like, "Hey, what about there? Maybe Babio," because you're doing it does not mean I'm doing the same thing.
Exactly. If you think you're cheating, doesn't mean I'm cheating.
And in most cases, those so-called jealousy people, they're jealousy because they know what they're doing, so they try to manipulate you into what they're doing, so that chikubeera mutwe nti gwe oli mukola what they are doing, so they try to put it into you nti ochikola, so you start saying no, you start pleading to them simply because you know what you're doing, and I also know. But I'm just giving a damp ear.
A woman can stay where she's not loved 100%.
Until she doesn't love there anymore.
Until she doesn't love there anymore. Omukazi asobola okubeera omusajja ne batamwaga, omusajja ne waba ayinda, omusajja ne waba muku, omusajja ne waba tamuwa sente, omusajja ne waba.
Ladies are staying in abusive and toxic relationships because they love their partners, but once they are done, trust me,
yes, once they are done. Newojja ng'ofukamidde okuva mu Kampala kutuuka wa?
Ajja kutunuulira bwe batya, and they let you go because they fought what they used the power they had in them to fight for what was there, but you were like, you don't want this relationship, so they decided to let you go.
And a simple advice, if you ever find someone ng'abadde ali mu relationship, or your friend or your what or your sister or what, never judge that person just because also osanga omuntu ng'avudde mu nyumba.
Yes, you can tell them.
No, omuntu ng'avudde mu nyumba n'agamba ne kati omukazi akera atya ku makya n'anoba mweyoma.
You don't know what happens behind closed doors.
Yes.
People are suffering.
People are suffering just because of relationship, just because of meeting fake people, just because omuntu oyo made her feel that he loved her before. At the end of the day, guy n'akyuka.
Even some people.
Kuba kiri bwe kiti nze nkimanyi and actually kituufu bwe kiri. Ebyaddala abasajja bwe bantu batekinga first step.
Yes, then the lady follows.
After some good time, abakazi tukafa ate ne tuyita.
You're deep into it.
Kuba the more you go for intimacy with a man, gy'okoma omwagala. And the more they go in for intimacy with you, bo gye bakola ki?
The attraction disappears.
Yeah, tuuka muli n'akyuka ng'omukwano gwo gutandise. Ate nga ffe kiri bulala. Kiri the other way around.
Auntie, for us, ladies fall for what you say and what you do.
I don't think.
No, yeah. What you do and what you say is what ladies fall for. But then men fall for what you look like, fall for the physique. Trust me. Because, no, it comes this way. Let me explain. Because a guy, agenda kulaba nga otambula ku street or anywhere at the restaurant, and you look good to them and they approach you. So what they say to you and what they do to you, nga bo bamaze okwagala engeri gy'olabamu or engeri gy'olabikamu, it's what you fall for. Trust me.
Chogamba, what you mean? Every man is going to come to you saying good words, giving you the money, doing what you're going to for?
No. Chengamba nti, for them to come, they're physically attracted to you.
The real statement to say is omuntu ng'ona amwagala, if you like nga gwe muli mu mutima gw'omuntu ona tekyetaagisa kuwulira kalina, tekyetaagisa kuzimbira, tekyetaagisa kola
kino kiri bwe kiti. If you feel like you're not going to fall for them, olaba first impression omusajja gy'akuwa nga the very first conversations you have with the person ze zikulaga I will maybe build something with this person or not.
Singa shalera singa wekyali singa abaavu bonna tebalina bakazi.
Anti kati first impression, all about that first impression.
Singa abaavu bonna tebalina bakazi, singa abaavu bonna tebazaala. Singa abaavu bonna tebalina.
Anti kati
abaavu bonna bali
awo. For what you say and what you do. Kati asobola obba nga talina byamaanyi byakola. By the way, there are some people nga they are not well off financially, but nga they try their level best to provide for their ladies. Yes. Nga talina nnyo nenga the conversations you have with the person nga they are real.
The mulingamba is not all about what you do or what you say. Yes. Omuntu anakwagala kati kangamba osobola ofuna abantu babiri at the same time. Ono guy nga akwogereza biki kale nga takuwanye naye nga ate ne wajjawo ono ng'akuwa buli kimu akolera buli kimu akugamba what do you want biki if you're going somewhere buli kimu ng'akikubuuza akikola ekimu akikuwa you end up nga toyagadde oli ng'ate ono tomwagadde.
Anti kati first of all buli omu alina type.
No, si type.
Kubanga osobola okujja ng'omuntu byayogera
obyagala ola nti abantu bagaba balina red flag simala biki simala type nze njagala naye love doesn't know anything about that. Trust me. Nze kyemmanyi omukwano is something nga muli gwe kuva mbuto bwagamba ufofu atoli guy.
No, some people.
No, lwandiga ng'ofunye short guy ate ng'oli bulungi naye.
Some people bakuze they have not seen love.
Nga balina baguba.
Nga they have not seen love. Ng'omuntu aba agezaako okulaga love oba olabanga oba akusumbuwa oba gamba ono yeekoza biki. Because you've grown up. Because you've grown up.
Not seeing love. Tolabangako mama wo na taata wo nga beewaanawaana. Tobalabangako nga musanyu. Tobalabangako muki. You've never seen your dad coming back home with a gift for your mom. How will you do that when you've never? How will you do that?
Kids do what they have grown up.
Yes, the munange nga Valentine, my dad used to buy flowers for my mom.
Oh. No, but things do happen.
Yes, ng'olabira ddala maama wo ne taata wo ngadde ewaka.
Nabeera awo n'omukiresi n'omugamba ndeterayo kino. Nze kangabbe there is some day twakubira tata ne tumugamba atuleetereyo kino. Atuleetere kino.
Naye nga relationships.
Naleetera maama. Kiba kitegeeza he loved the wife. Kati ffe tuba tulaba kati nze me and my siblings tuba tulaba nti there is love in the family, so tukula tukiraba, it is something normal. So if someone shows me that kiba tekiri weird, and if someone shows you that muba mulaba kiri weird.
Era ne waba teyakulira mu family eri love naye nga if someone love you can adopt everything you do. And actually let us avoid forcing things. Let us avoid forcing ourselves on two people because we are going to end up being hurt and wasting time for nothing. Yes,
because each and every day that passes, we are growing older.
No, give yourself time. And actually, ladies should learn how to set standards. Give yourself time. If you're in a relationship with man, I've been with this guy since this year and this year, and you're like, man, if you reach this younger, this guy, man, tetula chidamas. Mama mantamuga in relationship for years, for 5 years, 6. Nengo mutaku china ngana kokugamba nti banaye wamwe biki. You understand? Oba oli mukiba agenda kulamaga oba okakasana.
You've been in a relationship with
someone. Wewe mwakadde ngogamba in 2 years or 3 years. If this guy kuba mulimu abantu abamu nga from katugambe from 2015 paka kangambe chi 2020 we've been with the same person. They were called mu 2015 be mchakola mu 2020
nga nothing has changed.
This guy hasn't even sat with you down for even 2 hours
like
to set goals ebyomaaso kitegeera kati oba oli mu biki oba okakasaaki.
Because you are growing old. Each and every day that passes, you're growing old. The time you spend with someone, you need to set things and you're like,
and these men think they are wise.
10 toes down and you're like,
n'abasajja balowooza abagezi olw'okuba mbw'alina byatakola nze omukazi yisankwanya bla bla bla
naye wali
naye
biki
bikiwali
olowooza musiru
my dear women know everything.
Mm.
Women know everything. They know what you're doing, they know what you'll do tomorrow, they know what you'll do tomorrow, but when you understand.
That's why most men, some of the men abalina bakazi baabwe, they're like ogenda n'ogamba mbu I'm the head of the house, I'm the head of the family, but when the woman controls literally each and everything you do unknowingly, that simplifies that a woman is logical. Era munange,
this is the
just
unsaid
pay
echo.
attention to the details. Unsaid echo,
where ideas connect.